And welcome back here to Prominent Sports Media. My name is Andrew Hernandez. And today we'll be breaking down tonight's Big Northern Conference boys basketball matchup between the Rock Falls Rockets and the Byron Tigers. So tonight is the opening night for Big Northern Conference. These are I believe the only two teams playing tonight in conference play around the BNC tonight. So that's our game of the night, and we're gonna be breaking it down for you. So first off, we're gonna talk about Rock Falls. Rock Falls comes in with a record of 1-4. Byron, this is their first game of the year, and also their first game after winning a state championship in football in Class 3A a week ago. And we're also gonna break down our other game from the Friday night as well in the next video as well. So we're going to get right into it. So for Rock Falls, for both, it's their first conference game of the year for both. So we're going to talk about the Rockets. So the Rockets, we've got a lot out of them because the Rockets have played 5 games up to this point right now. So here we go. The Rockets, they're 1-4 right now. The season right now, they have most of their games that they lost, 3 out of the 4 have been really close when we look at it. Have been close. So the three that they lost on November the 24th against Riverdale at Riverdale. They lost by 8, and then Kewanee at their place lost by 1, and then at Erie Propstown Monday night lost by 57-53, so by 5. So when we look at it by 4 basically. I don't know why I put a 5 or whatever. So they lost by 4 to Erie Prophetstown. So half these games have been pretty close for the Rockets. The one thing I see is, they haven't changed a bit from last year. They're still, from last year. Last year the Rockets went to the Elite 8 last year in the Big Northern. So basically, when we look at the Big Northern Conference in boys basketball, it's kind of been that there's always been a team the last couple of years in 2A that has been on a run. So Lutheran went to the Elite 8 back-to-back in 2022 and 2023. Byron did it in 2024. They went all the way to state, and then Rock Falls last year into the Elite 8. So it's kind of shown that whoever wins the conference or takes second or whatever, they're going to go on a run for the postseason. So technically what I look at it, so we're going to take a look at Rock Falls. The Rock Falls, they're a young team, but, they have a lot of guys that are hungry, a lot of guys that stepped up from last year. So other key players, Cole Molnix, he was a guy that stepped up last year in the postseason when the Rockets were making that Elite 8 run. So I'm going to expect to see a lot out of him tonight as well. Also, some other key players as well for the Rockets. Max Burns, a junior. He's also having a really good season so far right now for the Rockets. Burns, a junior. Burns also a junior. Also, I think, they've had a really good season, and then also they have a lot of guys that are hungry to play as well. So tonight, it's the first game in the conference, so you want to kick off 1-0. So whoever for both teams. But next up, we go to Byron. Byron, it's their first home game and their first game of the season. So basically, their first game after winning state last week. After winning state last week in football. So for the Tigers, I think this season, going in for some of their football guys, if I should say. Let's say some of them might say, "Oh yeah, we won state last week, but we want to win it in basketball." Because I like to say, for one, they have a couple players that were on that team that took third a couple years back. Kenny Considine and Kason Newton were 2 other players that were on that team as sophomores as well. So the Tigers, when we look at them, they have a lot coming back. So that's good that they have a lot, coming back from last year's team, and also that's played on the varsity level. So expect a lot out of them this year. Newton and Considine, and then so some other key players as well. They have coming back. J.J. Epson, a junior. Expect a lot out of him. Really good athlete too. And then Cade McGoo. Don't know if he'll be back tonight, but he was out during the football season with the injury, so we don't know yet. But we'll see if he does play or not. But he'll be another key player for the Tigers. So I think we'll expect out of him a lot this year as well. So, and tonight we've already had our keys to the game. So make sure to tune in tonight here on YouTube, as we'll be bringing you the Byron Tigers and the Rock Falls Rockets. This game, we won't be the other one streaming, but we'll also be live on Byron's Byron Tigers Live. I believe they're going to be streaming on their channel, on their other channel, or Byron Athletics, or live on Huddle or NFHS, wherever you get it, wherever you get your streams. So other streams that they'll be having it will be on the Rockets Live on Facebook. Rockets Live on Facebook is another one, or the NFHS Network or Huddle. So make sure to tune in tonight. Tune in tonight for the Rock Falls Byron matchup tonight from Byron High School in Byron, Illinois. So good luck to both teams tonight. Good luck to the Rockets and the Tigers, and everyone have a great day. And hopefully for some of you out there in Tiger Nation, Rocket Nation, we'll see you tonight.